Well, hello and welcome to a new video where we are going to take a look at the performance of Age of Empires 2, the definitive edition, on the Nvidia Quadro RTX 5000 MaxQ graphics card. And we're gonna benchmark this at 1440p with the ultra settings. So let's just see what the benchmark tells us. And yeah, this is inside the Lenovo Thinkpad P15 Generation 1. So we have an 8-core i7 as well as 32GB of system memory in the system. And as you can see, this benchmark always shows a late game stage of the game with 8 bots, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, this is basically the worst case scenario for any machine. And you can see even now the RTX 5000 is barely breaking a sweat here, which is due to the fact that our i7 is actually the CPU holding back the GPU quite a bit actually. Like only having 45 FPS here is very interesting to me. Because you can see that the GPU, the CPU is running at 4.3 GHz right now, so I would have guessed that that should at least give us the 60 FPS here, but as I've said before, this is obviously the absolute worst case scenario that we will encounter in this game. So yeah, and it's definitely very much playable. So yeah, I would absolutely recommend you play this game. And I mean, I can try to play it at 1080p here for a second and just see how well it will run there. But that shouldn't really affect our FPS here. As you can see, we basically have the same FPS again. Since it wasn't GPU which was holding back the system or the frames per second here for us, but it was the CPU, and that's why we're basically gonna see the same FPS again. So yeah, not perfect. I would have wished for at least 60 FPS in this benchmark, but obviously it is still very playable. And even though it looks a little bit pixelated at 1080p now, at 1440p it looks very nicely here. So yeah, as you can see, you can definitely play this game at the highest settings. And I mean, you can't really get this graphics card with any worse GPU than what I have in here. Maybe a 6-core i7, but that won't really matter since you can see that we're only using 1 core or 2 in any way. So yeah, you can definitely play Age of Empires 2, the definitive edition.